All right. Hi. Good evening. Welcome to Help. It's again. I'm Kraken. I'll be jumping us off on this, but I've got two people with me today.
Hi, I'm Hex. I am playing the again.
I am playing the help. I'm RJ.
I guess that makes Craigory the It's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also need you to know that, like, once I said people, I, like, instinctively leaned back and pointed across the table.
Mm-hmm. As you do.
You know, as just so you know.
Just casually.
But opening this up, it's been a fairy ride. Last we left off in Talonstall, Craigory and Matthias were having a fucking nap, it sounded like.
Well, maybe not a nap so much as just they fucking crashed, but yeah.
Thunk.
Yup.
It might functionally count as a short rest. Who knows?
Who knows?
Point is, it's not a terribly long ferry ride.
Yeah.
So I think probably just jumping ahead a bit to probably entered a bit into Halloween Town, and Craigory has been on and off sort of explaining, like, where they're going, this is what it's called, don't worry about the atmosphere, it's just like this, it's nice, he swears. He's not going to mention that there are vampires about, we may as well just, that's a later problem, if he stays.
I will specify, Matthias is asking no questions. He is just taking every bit of information in that Craigory deigns to give him. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
He is just quietly following.
And Craigory being Craigory is a bundle of nerves at the moment and is naturally filling that with chatter. So Matthias is getting a lot of information. Maybe a bit overwhelming amounts.
Yeah, a little bit. But he's taking it all in. He's nodding along, and like if Craigory asks for any confirmation or any sign of like anything, Matthias will like respond, but for the most part he's just listening.
Yeah. And probably makes it like maybe 2 minutes into town before he suddenly goes, wait a second, could kind of like turns around, just, I don't know if this is rude to ask, could you change your look? At least for now.
And immediately you are, yeah, he doesn't even ask why, it's just you would say, can you change? And immediately you are no longer looking at a changeling, you are looking at an elf. Still a real kind of elf, but they have dark skin, dark hair, dark eyes, and rather soft features for an elf, considering you may or may not have rescued this elf in Talonstall. It's hard to recall.
There were 35 whole entire people.
There really were 35 whole entire people that you rescued. It was a not insignificant amount of people.
Right, okay. And just going to continue leading the way, babbling. It's like simultaneously a lot of information, yet nothing that's really specifying why he's bringing Matthias here. And Matthias could roll insight if he liked, or perception if he wants to look around, but we're just beelining to the manor, baby.
Matthias will do both, because that's kind of how he's had to operate for a while. That is the insight. That is a So his insight's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and his perception's just as stupid. We love to see it. Cool. He didn't roll as well, though. He rolled, in fact, quite terribly. If it would help.
I mean, it's fucking Craigory. How much of a front can he put up?
Yeah.
You say that. I just rolled a perfunctory, performance, and 2 on the dice.
Yeah.
So, things are moving about typical.
Yup. We love it. Excellent. We love it.
Think tackling that in order of posted then. It's 25 insight. Matthias, Craigory's acted kind of fucking weird about you the entire time. Ever since, these random people showed up in your master's house and then stole you and wrecked shit and busted the entire operation and completely turned the world upside down.
Yeah.
And everything about everything is weird. This might just be the tip of the iceberg on that.
There are thoughts he's got. He is not voicing them at all. He is just rolling with it, but he has thoughts. And if Craigory knew those thoughts, he'd probably be horrified.
Yeah. But, that in particular, Craigory had become less weird, if Matthias even has a framework for people acting normal around each other. But he tensed up and got really twitchy again right before he'd asked Matthias to change, and then kind of forcibly went back to normal.
Okay.
All
right.
So there's something about how you look, man.
Something about how he looks, and Craigory doesn't like it, and says,
15 perception, I think that would be... Matthias, this town is weird. Yeah, I was thinking that'd probably mean Matthias is noticing that space doesn't seem to be working like you'd expect.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to him, I'm sure Kara is shuffling along.
It's a little more subtle than that, especially because Matthias doesn't really have a framework for the town's layout. But, the 50 perception, it's a little bit strange. Because I imagine you guys are coming in from the direction of the docks, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit strange that what I'm assuming Craigory is referred to as the manor, probably meaning, the manor of the local lord of the town. It's like a 5-minute walk away from the docks. That's not really what you'd expect.
That's
probably
a little odd. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. But, this is an entire fucking different country. This is Toonland. Who fucking knows, man?
Yeah.
You don't.
And
you certainly
he's
don't.
left Luthby and gone into Giznep, so, that's even more different.
Yeah.
So this is probably par of the course. It's fine.
It's good, it's fine, it's chill.
It's so not, but
Fake it till you make it, shush!
Yep, let's go, yeah!
Well, summarily, they're approaching the manor, and Craigory, will at least give a knock on the door before moving in.
It's like, you go to knock, and it just opens, your hand passes through empty space.
He kind of half figured, but also, just to be polite, just in case. Move inside.
He does tilt his head at that, but he's following along. He is trailing behind Craigory. Yep.
Is he still wearing that, oversized sweater? Does he still sell sweater?
He is. Yes. If he isn't wearing the sweater, he is in the silk outfit y'all found him in. Which he still has on under the sweater, by the way.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Marcel never got that sweater back. So there's just an elf in an oversized sweater.
Yep. It's also important to note he is barefoot still.
Yeah. Well,
stepping in, and Matthias is looking around the manor. Craigory, you are you are welcome to roll insight on this boy.
I will try. Yeah, 13.
Listen, he's got a negative charisma. You can read him. You step into the manor. He gets a look around with a 21 perception, and you can see I would say he tenses up, but he's already tense. It's more now just like there's a slight resignation in his posture. As he sees, familiar Gothic style architecture and decor. And how's the manor decorated, RJ?
Okay, so it's actually more homey than you'd expect from the Lord of the Manor's house. There's the typical like suits of armor flanking the doors. There's some Gothic looking like bureaus and shit. There's a couple display cases. Those display cases, seem to have some pottery in it that looks like it was made by a child. Strangely enough, rather than the expected, like jewels and shit. You enter the kind of the shit. What's the word? Not antechamber, like the entrance area before the ballroom. And you go into the ballroom. The ballroom's pretty opulent, but it's not as opulent as you might expect. There's like an expected level of decor, but almost in a way that doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, it's here because people expect it to be here, but if you look closely, all the statues are like pulling silly faces or some shit like that.
Gotcha, okay. And what is the color scheme?
Okay, so it's like dark wood flooring, and then the walls in the foyer area, that was the word. The woods in the foyer area have like wood paneling up until like maybe 4 feet up, and then from there it's this dark purple rose patterned wallpaper interspersed with these columns set into the walls themselves.
Cool.
And then in the ballroom, it's a little bit more of the same. There's some big windows that would let in a lot of light if there was a lot of light to let in, with some, purple velvet drapes. There's the mezzanine, which is held up on these columns of onyx and like silver gilded filigree. Shit like that.
Yeah. All right.
Tastefully fancy.
Tastefully fancy. But unfortunately, Matthias doesn't appreciate the fancy. He just sees all of this, and yeah, Craigory, that's definitely like a resigned slump in his shoulders. As you two make your way in.
It takes Craigory a moment to place it and then try to figure out what changed. But I think with 13, he eventually reaches that and goes, I get it. It's fine. He was about to say you're not staying here, but he can't promise that. He doesn't know what the fuck is going to come out of this meeting.
Matthias, kind of just nods and makes a lead the way gesture. Because I assume they kind of had a pause.
Craigory had paused, realizing that. They're good people here. I trust them, all right? It's going to be fine.
Very well. And he'll follow along behind until I have no idea where they are going to find Jacques, but
I'm presuming what's the word, ballroom? Is that where the throne is?
That is where the throne is. Yeah, the throne is currently empty. But as you guys are pondering this, one of the side doors opens, and Craigory notices to Jacques and Asclepius wing of the house. And Matthias, that's a fucking skeleton that's walking in.
Yep.
In a pair of black slacks and dress shoes, but is not wearing a jacket. Surprise, surprise, is actually in a button-down shirt that is neatly tucked in, but sleeves rolled up to the elbows. There is a sword at his hip that is currently holstered, and he's leaning on a cane as he walks, which is itself not very decorated. Simple black stem with a silver cap on the end and a silver skull as the handle. I'm not even gonna roll to contest that his insight modifier is +13.
His eyebrows shoot up and he is just taking in this skeleton because he's seen toons before. He knows what Hausen are. There was a Hausen, in fact, that they rescued from Palinstall, which, but this is still, and he's tall. He's really tall.
He's very tall. He's 7'9".
He is taller than anyone he's ever met before, and he might shrink down a tiny bit at that. But he still looks like an elf right now.
Hey, Jacques.
Okay. I take it this is Mr. Oleande then?
Yes.
There is a slight. He gives a slight bow at the waist, not full on 90-degree tilt, but he does give a slight bow.
You don't need to bow to me or anything. My name is Jacques Macabre. For the sake of honesty, I am the mayor of this town, but I don't need to stand on ceremony. If you both could come this way, and we'll walk back and hold the door open to the private ring of the manor.
Yep. Matthias is following.
Yep. Craigory, I feel like Craigory's kind of attempted at various points to kind of keep walking beside, but Matthias keeps on moving to stand slightly back.
Slightly behind him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Mm-hmm.
No, I need to make a roll. This is mostly to see if he gets below a 10, because he can't roll any lower than a fucking 25. Yeah, he rolled a 25. Managed to keep his particular countenance rather neutral's not quite the word, because he is giving a genial smile, but
yeah, Matthias did not beat that. He got a 15 insight, so he could beat it, but he did not.
All right. Yeah. There is a stark contrast once you go through the door, Matthias. It's still the same, darker floor, darker paneling, purple rose wallpaper in between the colonnades, but there's an immediate change in the atmosphere, whereas the previous rooms had been tastefully ostentatious. This, you step in here and it's immediately much more homey. Okay. There's a softness to the lighting almost that diffuses through the space, not seemingly from any one kind of source, just ambient lighting of the area. And Jacques comes to lead you both, and there's a slight, almost Pavlovian relaxation of his shoulders. This is his house. He lives here. This he owns the town, but this is his space,
Yeah.
Yeah, and he will lead the two of you into the lounge where there is a Firbolg sat on one of the couches, which are both overstuffed in a way that makes them look very comfortable and covered in, like, throw blankets, mismatched and shit. Bunch of pillows.
Matthias looks like, I'm not even rolling deception here because you guys can read him, or, you know. That tension and kind of defeated slump is still there, but now there's just confusion, because this is not what he expected. This is new. And he's just kind of taking everything in with this curious, and, like, you can see him trying to puzzle out, he's trying to puzzle out what type of people Jacques and Asclepius are based on their decor. And the answer is kind of, confusing him.
Correct. Okay, so he walks in, Jacques gestures for the two of you to take a seat.
Yep, Matthias finds a place to, like... Does he gesture to a chair or a couch? Because...
Just a sweeping gesture at the chairs and couches.
Cool. Matthias will... You get the feeling he's trying to figure out, he's eyeing this like it's a puzzle.
If he's taking a bit, I think Craigory would take the as of yet, the unoccupied couch and just kind of patting motion, he will solve this puzzle for him.
Yeah, Matthias will sit. He was trying to puzzle out what the correct answer is here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
hey, buddy.
Sit.
Hey, Asclepius, good to see you.
Good to see you too. 3 days, Craigory.
That reminds me. I forgot. Y'all can roll to, like, figure out that he's a changeling.
Oh yeah. What
I think Craigory specifically worded in the sending that it was a changeling. Let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jacques has figured, oh, this is
yeah.
Craigory showing up with a random fucking elf. That elf is probably a changeling. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Never mind then.
Craigory provided that information.
Okay. I was about to say, because you can roll. I think it's an intelligence. No, it's an insight. So yeah, you'd yeah.
Yeah. Jacques goes to take the armchair next to Asclepius and goes, "This is my husband, Asclepius Ashe. It's good to meet you. I guess first things first, are either of you injured?"
I'm not.
Matthias shakes his head. He is kind of banged up, but he's shifted so you don't see all of the everything.
Craigory kind of makes a face and I don't think he is hand sort of gestures acutely long-term problems.
Yeah, all right, a 25.
That's what I fucking thought.
Yeah, there is, like, because he did get healing. He healed himself he healed everybody after the fight, and he was just kind of, also included in that. So, like, the immediate wounds are, closed up and healed, but, yeah, he is, like, there's, you notice that his hands aren't quite, like, or one of them anyway, the left hand isn't quite, like, they're both clenched into fists, but two of the but one of them doesn't quite close properly anymore. And the way he kind of, like, hunches over, like, suggests that possibly, you know, his neck and his shoulders are hurting. But there are no visible wounds on him. It's probably all just like lingering or residual from whatever the fuck happened.
Hmm. Okay. Asclepius takes this all in, and from where he sat, very deliberately, not making any sudden movements, he kind of half raises a hand and goes, "With your permission, I can cast a spell to try and ease that pain. You don't have to say yes."
It's all right. It's all right.
Craigory actually looks a little pleased at this, because that was a no. Good. He's capable of saying no.
That wasn't a no. That was him saying, "It's all right. Yes, you may." But
I misinterpreted that, but
it's okay.
All right. Asclepius will nod and hold his holy symbol. Yeah, let's go with a heal.
Mm-hmm.
That'll probably do it. So regain 70 hit points if you're having me listening.
Good God. Yeah, that actually helps a lot because I think prior he had been at 30 out of 100. So
Jesus
thanks.
Christ.
He's basically back up to full health.
He's exactly back up to full health. He was at 30.
Well, he's got 107, but yeah.
Almost a full. Yeah. So heal. It's cool and soothing in the way that lying on the dirt when it's really hot out is cool and soothing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of washes down into your bones, takes away some of the takes the edge off.
Yeah, which you notice, yep, some of that tension does like leach out of his shoulders and he sits a little straighter. Thank you, sir. And he just like shuffles in his seat a minute.
My pleasure.
yeah. So
looks at Jacques.
Mm-hmm.
So, Craiger kind of claps hands together. Context.
Yes, that would be appreciated if you don't.
Right. So, 3 days ago, bit of a family emergency came up. So, rather very short notice. Hopped over to Luthby just across the street because family went missing. Joined up with a cousin to go figure that out. What we ended up finding was a blood/talent ring run by a bunch of vampires, and this one gestures to Matthias, locked up in the head honcho's house. His name's Matthias Oleande.
And he nods in agreement. Very likely, if Jacques or Asclepius listens to like radio broadcasts, like gets radio news or anything like that, it's very likely you would have heard a broadcast about the breaking news in Everstead with this blood and talent ring.
Trying to remember if I said radio is a thing in Halloween Town.
Yeah.
If it ain't, the newspapers will be here soon.
Yeah, if it isn't, then you'll get the newspaper about it in like a day or two.
Yeah. Fuck it. It is now. If it wasn't before, it is now.
Hey. Let's put it this way. If it isn't, it makes sense that the mayor and his husband have one.
Yeah. There's a brief glance, a spark of recognition. They have clearly heard this news about the talent ring. Would the news have mentioned that it was vampires?
Yes.
Okay.
And the name Edgar Locke would have come up, which
Okay. Cool.
I would say,
Cool.
given their proximity, they may know of who that is. They may not.
If these two specifically don't, Ro would.
Ro
That bitch
absolutely
across the
would.
water.
That bitch across the water.
Except Edgar Locke is a very, like, yes, he's a bit of a cutthroat businessman, but he's I mean, he organized the charity gala event for the town a couple weeks back, and he's done so much to help build industry in Everstead. Never mind that, yeah, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ro is the pissed, and now having to quickly liaise with every vampire he fucking knows to make sure no one's gonna get lynched. Thanks, Edgar.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's worse off than I was, I think, honestly. How long did you say you were there, Matthias?
2 years, 5 months, 14 days.
Right, that. And you said you don't really remember anything before that?
He shakes his head.
Craigory kind of like turns to Jacques and his hand slightly spread out, and I kind of like wordless. See?
Help! It's again!
You see why I'm here like this?
Right.
He's still shifted, by the way. He is still an elf.
Yeah.
Right. Fucking hell. Alright. Alright, okay. There is a brief kind of semi-awkward silence as Jacques and Asclepius exchange another look, with the clear kind of silent communication that comes when you know someone as well as these two do.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Asclepius kind of tilts his head slightly, and Jacques nods a little bit, and then goes, "How?" And forgive me if this is dredging up bad memories, but how did you come into Locke's possession?
I was taken off the street, basically. I didn't have anywhere. I was staying in a hotel, and I had gone for a walk, and then I was jumped by a couple of vampires and brought to him. And he decided he liked my blood.
Craigory, you get a brief eyebrow twitch from Asclepius, like, oh, you would find someone else with delicious blood, wouldn't you?
A small, helpless shrug.
Okay. There's like a minor pause as they take this in and go, and then Jacques goes, all right. If we could find out where you came from, would you like us to?
He actually very much does not. He's like, that is a very much like, yes. If you happen to, yes. Oh, he's trying so hard to not like make a big deal out of it. But you can very easily tell, like, yeah, he very much wants to know that. Absolutely, please.
All right. I have to speak to. Actually, Craig, you would know how to contact. The first name was Decimal, isn't it? He comes from Ferula, yes.
He does, yeah.
You need to get in contact with him. He might be able to point us in the right direction.
Yeah, I can get in contact. Straight faced.
With your permission, of course, Matthias. This is your story. We would understand if you would prefer to search this for yourself, but there are people we can contact and resources we can use to cast a wider net. So, you know what I mean.
Whatever you see fit to expend on this endeavor is fine, sir. He's shuffling uncomfortably, but also still kind of vibrating, like, oh, maybe.
Call me Jacques, or if you can't do that, then Macabre is also fine. You don't need to call me sir.
Oh, very well, Macabre. Like, immediate response, just, yep. I'm so sorry, this changeling is not going to do much.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there. It's all good. Craigory's just trying not to throw too much into the stirring pot at once and let these two wrap their heads around things. Yeah. You go.
Asclepius looks now at Craigory and in rather fluent Brawlix goes, how much is he aware of recent events on our side in regards to, the changelings? Changeling that we know of by that name.
Craigory feels like he should be less surprised by the fluency than he is, but eyebrows still kind of raise a little, and nothing. I haven't told him anything. He's already dealing with a lot. I did panic a little seeing him initially. He was being ordered to stay in his true form. That's kind of... I don't know what he may have heard from me trying to warn the others, but that would have been it.
Is this a form he's more comfortable with? Or...
I really don't know. I don't know because you remember how I was. I would take everything as order without really thinking about it, even though the Geas was gone. He's the same and probably going to be worse about it for longer. I don't know what his actual preferences are.
Do you think it wise to give him an explanation now as to why he should probably stay shifted? Or you know more about this situation than we do, Craig.
I mean, an explanation has to be given at least, I think. I don't know if it's fair to... Craigory actually kind of like stops and leans back and thinks for a moment.
He does deserve to know, but wouldn't now be good for him? Or do we wait until he's more stable here?
I would argue until more stable. He... 2.5 years, and he just got busted out yesterday. Should probably get him more settled before lumping in that he shares a face or name or similarities or whatever is going on with someone like that. In the meantime, I guess he'd probably just accept it if we said you need to stay shifted for your own safety. I don't know if he'd question that.
I get the sense he doesn't feel comfortable questioning anything right now.
Yeah.
You are so correct.
Yeah, I sure fucking hope he is with fucking passive 25 insight.
Yeah. This changeling is just sitting here, waiting and waiting.
Yeah, and like Craiger feels bad for like, talking about him, to his face, yeah, but also behind his back like this, but also like there's no winning here. Matthias has no there's no agency. And Craigory knows how it feels and it sucks, and he wishes that he knew how to handle this better, but he feels like he's messing it up really bad.
None of these people are trained for this, and it shows.
Yeah. And then we call in Decimal, who is trained for it, and he's just like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah. By the way, Craigory, I don't remember if Decimal has told you about his past, but Jacques and Asclepius sure as hell don't fucking know. They just vaguely know that he's from Faruma.
Craigory knows what happened with heads or tails, and he has, I think, like the broad strokes of what caused that scenario, and knows that they have experienced similar things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's got. He don't got specifics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jacques and Asclepius, like, Asclepius definitely shows it more than Jacques does, because his deception's a fucking +1, man. Like, come on. Whereas Jacques is, a trained liar, as bad as that term sounds.
Yeah.
They are both concerned, they are both troubled, they are both worried. But Jacques does switch back to common, and go, alright. For the time being, Matthias, it would be safer for you to remain shifted like this.
Very well.
As well as that, in the interest of being completely honest, there are vampires in this town. They are all good people. None of them would raise a hand to you. But you should be aware.
he nods, and it's not an, like, he doesn't panic, but there is a noticeable, like, the way his posture tenses up, and I mean, Craigory can very likely see kind of the hair on his neck stand up. Nope, he can't because he's got that sweater. Never mind.
Got the sweater on.
You can't see it. Never mind. But yeah, basically, just he's there. He becomes like just extremely tense all over once again. But he nods. I won't cause them any trouble.
We know you won't. You're fine. This is more so that you're not, like, caught off guard.
Yes. You're comfortable. Your comfort, your safety here is paramount.
He kind of tilts his head at that. That's a little confusing. He didn't expect that. But he doesn't question it, he just, all right.
I am sorry for just kind of showing up with this. Well, I don't know what the next step is, honestly. Outside of, give Decimal a bit of a ring.
We should probably talk to Lynn as well. Ordinarily, I would suggest that you stay here in the manor, Matthias, but we get frequent visitors. That would help you.
I can stay out of the way if that's.
It's not so much you being in the way, more than it is giving you a safe place to heal.
Again, you get that confused blink.
Halloween Town opens its doors to anyone who needs help. You are no exception. We do our utmost to take care of the people who come here.
Let's see. He doesn't quite. He just kind of trails off there, like he's not quite certain how to quite respond there. He might be doing a big think.
Gears churning.
They are indeed turning.
Well, immediate concerns. Housing, clothing, any other items that you would need in your day-to-day life. I imagine you don't really have anything call your own, aside from the clothes on your back.
And that and my watch, that's it. Really just my watch. He kind of gestures and, like, because he may have Marcel's sweater and Fiero's coat, but everything underneath, it's like, it was all loaned to me by Master Keys.
As for what's underneath, we can burn that definitely.
Car will help with the fire pit, I'm certain. Is Matthias still Matthias build, just with an elf face?
Kinda, yeah. He's very small.
Okay. How small is very small?
5'4".
Okay.
The elf is probably like 2 inches taller. It'll be close enough.
Okay. Alright. Let's see. We'll probably talk to Ava Fee, who is about the same size, a little bit taller. Easier. Yeah. I'll send her a message. Get her to bring some clothes.
He looks like he wants to ask something, but he isn't like... Again, it's the, It's the nerves,
Do you have any questions?
Poor helpless man. And then you kind of just get like a helpless little, why?
Because we want to help. And we have the resources available to us to do so.
And he's observing both of you, and it's a pretty obvious, like, the follow-up is, but you're the mayor, you're the lord of this land. Why would you do that? Kind of like, he's not going to say that, but you can see, like, that's the puzzle he's trying to figure out.
I may be the mayor, and Asclepius and I may be part of the town's council, but we are not better than you. We are all living, breathing beings. Our own dreams, our own hopes and wishes, our own lives. We are equals.
As as for me, I've been where you are before in a few ways, similar enough, at least, that I think I could help. And I knew they would. I knew that they would at least have something. Advice, if nothing else. A next step. So that's spreads hands. That's why.
He kind of like, the sleeves of this sweater are so long they cover his hands. And you can see him kind of like twisting and like picking at the fabric. And he just, as he kind of takes all of this in, the we are equals part kind of might have broke his brain a little bit, because you saw his mouth open to immediately argue that, and then had a wait, that's the mayor, I shouldn't do that, but oh god,
conflicting.
You've basically just given him like a paradox, and he's just
recursive loop.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's like picking at his sleeves, and He just decides I'll just say nothing at the moment. This'll be fine.
Everything is only strange and weird.
Everything is only strange and weird. I still might have just changed masters. I don't know yet. I thought that was the case, but now it's looking like maybe not. I don't know.
You don't have to understand it right. Hopefully in time
You can see him just like nodding slowly, like, okay, all right, if I may, where will I be?
Well, as they kind of already said, the manor might not be the best place for a few reasons.
Do you think Lynn would be amenable?
I'll have to ask. Probably, if you don't mind. I don't think Craigory's had a long rest yet. I think he's just gonna fish out a piece of, basically butter plain from pocket to at least get that and be like, hey, would you mind?
Hey, pumpkin,
So, like,
The kind of corner table, coffee table thing that had been by the side of the couch walks to be in front of Craigory, so he has something to lean on to write.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Matthias almost catapults out of his skin.
There is a very startled blink from both Skeleton and Fearbolg. And then they both turn to look at Craigory like, did you not tell him?
Craigory honestly doesn't know. He was just saying words, or he doesn't know if he mentioned Kara or not. He has no idea.
He probably mentioned Kara playing tricks, and Matthias did not put it all together, or he might have been mildly disassociating. We don't know. The point is, he was not prepared, and where he had been sitting very nice and still and proper, he has catapulted almost onto the back of the couch, and, like,
It's good. It's supposed to do that. This,
The table has frozen in place. Like a shit fuck.
It's, the whole place is alive, kind of like, look, it's fine. It's supposed to do that. Not gonna hurt you. Kara doesn't hurt people.
It's alive?
The table specifically, no. The force animating the table, yes.
Let me roll. What would it be? Would it be history or just intelligence or arcana?
That depends on what the fuck you're trying to figure out.
He's trying to figure out. He says it's alive. There's a force.
Does Manor is haunted.
Does Manor is haunted.
It's haunted. I guess roll.
Like, if Matthias thinks this is magical in source, it might be arcana. Is the table a fucking mimic?
Yeah? He's going with does Manor is haunted? That's a whatever it is. He got a nat 20.
Cool. If this were Pathfinder, I could say it would be religion. I guess it's religion. Roll religion.
Oh, okay, it's a 22.
There's a religion set in yeah. Okay,
there
cool.
Is,
22.
So that's a 22.
Yeah, no. Yes, but also no. But also yes, but also no. Does table is haunted? Yes, but not in that way. The entire building is alive.
Uh, this might be the first time you, like, he is staring at this, and as they're kind of explaining it all, you see the pieces fall into place. And Craigory, you do see it's the first sign of life this changeling has offered. Cause his eyes kind of light up and then he just goes, "Wait, is this a it's you had mentioned that the town that oh oh he doesn't know the word probably, but you see his eyes light up because he's realizing what it is, and oh I never thought I'd see anything like this. I and he's like slowly crawling off the couch to kind of like get a closer look at the like the frozen table. I
The table does a little hesitant shuffle. Doesn't want to move too much in case they scare poor Matthias again, but
yeah, understandable. He still kind of like jumps, but it's like he's now watching, and it's very clear like curiosity and fascination.
the there's like you know how some like styles of fucking furniture have like clawed feet for the bases of things.
Yeah.
One of those lifts up in a wave.
Aww.
And then finishes shuffling to be in front of Craigory, so Craigory is starting to lean out to write the fucking letter.
Matthias kind of waves back before he seems to remember the company he is in, and then he immediately tries to scramble back into position. Like I apologize for that outburst.
No, it's perfectly fine, I promise. We had both assumed that Craigory had told you about Kara, Halloween Town. Evidently, that explanation was not as in-depth as we had hoped.
I was trying to cover a lot.
He did explain, I didn't realize, he's trying to, like, he's trying to be polite, like, and not, keep looking at the table / Kara, but, like, he's trying to be so good and not be rude. But this is something new, and he likes to learn.
Curse.
There is
very quickly writing that.
Yeah.
There is a amused look of both Mayor and Fairbolg. And they go, well, Asclepius goes, "You can ask questions if you'd like. Kara is very fond of the attention."
Wait, does she can she talk?
She tends to be less overt in her communications, but they are able to talk in ambulata form. And to me, specifically.
Let's see if he can connect those dots, like... What the fuck? Okay, another nat 20.
Christ.
What the fuck? I'll take it, but, like, so he kind of, like, tilts his head slightly. You're connected with her.
Yes, I am.
He looks between Jacques and the table like, oh, this is... Oh. He is, He's trying so hard to be good and polite. Craigory, you could probably see him like buzzing in his
vibrating.
Skin, just, like,
Yeah.
just
Lynn, I'm
trying
sorry.
so
This is going to be
hard.
like one of the worst handwriting samples you've ever gotten from Craigory because he's just trying to get it out quick so you can focus back on this. So, away it goes.
Oh boy.
Right. Yeah. So it's yeah, she's real friendly. She covers the whole town really, so
And a distance outside. They are very old and very large.
Yeah. And there's like just that again, that kind of amazed, like awestruck look of like, holy shit, I never thought I'd get to see one of these things or experience it.
Craigory's getting this like look on his face. He realizes, oh, well, if Matthias thinks this is cool,
Yeah, just
There's-
wait.
just wait.
Yeah, there's a sly grin forming on Jacques' face, and he goes, "Well, if Lynn is amenable to you staying with her, you'll get to meet Network. She is far more personable than Kara is."
A bit energetic. Might need to
There's-
tell her to
there's
tone
two.
down a bit, but yep.
Kara is bound to Halloween Town and the land around it. Network is bound to a building, and if you can move the building, you can move the genius loci. So Network is here now.
He is. Nope, he's speechless. He has no responses for this. Just wide-eyed, like, what is happening? Kind of.
What
like,
is your life?
What is this life? What is this town?
I think no matter what, we can arrange a meeting.
Okay. All right. There is. Yep. This is so much. Actually thinking about it, this is so much. Okay, you're doing all right, buddy. He is like, this is so much, Craigory. So much has happened. He's holding it together. That was a 27 wisdom save.
Yeah.
He's doing
Nice.
okay, but
Overwhelmed.
yeah, you can clearly see he is like feeling the everything.
Ty, so when we're done here, would you like to sit outside for a bit until I get some sort of confirmation one way or another from Lynn?
Right now?
Not necessarily, when we're done in here. But, you know.
All right, I can do that.
I don't know if there is much else we can cover with what we've got.
Immediately, no. Mostly logistical stuff on our end that will take a couple days to sort. But after that, we can get started on trying to find leads on where you came from.
I was picked up in it was a town in Faruma called Clovehurst. Close to kind of close to the border, I guess. A little bit outside of I don't know how well known of a city that place is, actually. How well known is Katardon?
Decently. It's one of the bigger ports close to Einquell. It's
Cool.
usually the first stop.
Yeah, okay.
if you're coming in
So-
from.
Yeah, so he would then mention, it's a bit inland, but it's not too far from Catadan. That's where Master Keys did sent most of his shipments.
Alright. Both personally Catadan. We'll spread some fear and see what we can find.
And he nods.
If should nothing be found, you are more than welcome to stay in Halloween Town if you hadn't found somewhere else.
Blank, blank, blank.
I think it's probably at that moment a buddy plane comes back into the manor, because, outside metagame, we got a response from V-Wild. Craigory's going to catch that letter. Quick read. Okay, that kind of solves that in the short term. Network's open.
Right. Would you like to head over now, or would you both prefer some time to take a nap, get a bit settled, a change of clothes, some food?
Craigory's going to attempt to insight on Matthias.
Yep, you are welcome to try. He is not trying to be deceptive.
Fucking hell!
Who nat 20'd?
Asclepius.
You want to know what Craigory got?
What did Craigory get on that one?
Oh my god.
A 35, a 33, and the fucking 1.
Incredible.
2 with the
Matthias
modifiers, but Christ.
Matthias is just sitting here, Craigory. It's that same, it's not as bad, as when he had first entered, but there is sort of a resigned kind of like, they want me to stay, so I will stay kind of deal. He doesn't really have an opinion. Like, because there really is no other option presented, sort of. Because it's either stay or don't. Well, what if you do if you don't stay? I don't know, so I guess I'll stay, kind of deals. That, and he is kind of hungry. It's been a very long day.
He's very small and he has no money.
He's very small, he has no money, and you can only imagine the kind of stress that he is under right now. But I will say Asclepius, actually, with that nat 20, God, I don't know if you would ever even have this kind of frame of reference, but it is, still a frame of reference nonetheless. He very much is like, I mean, there's no other way to put it. The man is just like, in all aspects of himself, just kind of like submitting to whatever the fuck y'all are doing or expecting of him. But definitely more so like, whenever Jacques says anything, you can tell he's paying he especially pays attention to Jacques, and then to you. You might get the impression he kind of maybe thought that he wasn't exactly free. You get the idea he may think he still might not be exactly free. I don't know if he has any frame of reference to work with that or respond to that, but just he's kind of realizing now, oh.
I mean, he has it in vague senses. He's traveled Zatori before. He's seen the best and the worst and everything in between. There is a definite droop to his ears.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is the kind of tricky thing. There is a part of him that wants to, like, kneel in front of Matthias and go, "You are free. You will not be owned again. Not while you are here. We will stop anyone who tries." But he also knows it's not that simple. It's going to take a while for Matthias to be able to actually believe that. And he knows that, in all likelihood, him and Jacques saying it isn't going to mean fucking much. Because they're an authority figure.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take time, and this is not really an issue that they are good for helping with. In fact, they might be a detriment to helping with it. And that does kind of grate at him a little bit, because he is a healer.
Yeah.
His job is to fix the injuries.
Yep. Handshake Matthias, because man is a cleric. He's a healer.
Yeah. So he he takes a listen, and he looks at Jacques and goes, "I'll get some food ready if you'd contact Ava, and then we can see about getting these two to network." Yep, certainly. I'll do a sending now, and he will, start counting out words under his breath to make sure that. You know how sending be. You know how it do.
It do. Gotta love having to count words. I do like is it 12 seconds? However much you can send in 12 seconds.
That's for, like, the oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6 seconds per round, so half that.
Yeah, so, yeah.
25 words if you have the time, 6 seconds if not.
Yeah, there we go. Which you'd be surprised what you can fit into 6 seconds.
Especially if you speak as fast as I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God. Matthias, now that it's just, no, Jacques is still in the room, so,
He'll wander off to go sort out logistics, and
Okay.
Asclepius will, like, bow slightly and go to fuck off to go make food.
Yep. Once the two of them step out, Matthias does, reach into the pocket of Fiero's coat to, clutch his pocket watch. Like, he starts just, like, fiddling with it, as they are sitting and waiting for Asclepius.
Yeah. Which honestly just means Craigory's just gonna start talking again. Fill in the silence. Attempt to better prep Matthias for the realities of network.
God. He is getting the rundown of, network,
Bit more enthusiastic. She does regularly try to pick people she likes up, but I can definitely ask her to tone that down. And it's not just me and Lynn in the house. There's also our kid Rye, cousin Hattie, you for at least a time, and that's all good. There's plenty of room. And it'll be good. There's good chili to be had.
kind of tilts his head there because he's never had chili before. He knows what chili is, but he's never had it.
Well, we can fix that. Lynn makes good chili. Yeah, she's my partner and knows you're coming, so that's good. And we'll figure this out, all right?
He nods.
I know this is a lot, was a lot for me, and I was with someone similar to Keys for a far shorter amount of time, but it still was a lot, and recovering took way longer than I was actually there for, which is frustrating. Kind of still in progress? I don't know.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
It's whatever. Just it means I hope that if I have an idea of what you're going through or what you're thinking, that maybe can make this smoother. Although, well, they mentioned Decimal already, and quite frankly, he's got kind of both the experience and the actual emotional. Is emotional intelligence the word? The insight.
Again, another like kind of tilt of the head. He was also in a situation like this?
I don't know all the details, but enough that we can ask him for at least pointers.
And he nods like, oh, all right, okay. He is considerably just more relaxed when it's just Craigory here.
Yeah. I think Craigory kind of like, he's been avoiding touching Matthias at all, or like bumping into him, just because like he doesn't know where they stand. He doesn't know how Matthias is doing, but just kind of like carefully bumps an elbow into his side, just like, this probably isn't going to sink in for a while or make sense or feel real, but there's no more Keys. There's nothing like Keys. That's not happening again. You belong to you.
I don't know. I don't know if I got him or not.
Not
He's
expecting that to sink in immediately. But
Master Keys is a lot of things, and Tenacious is one of them. He doesn't give up easy.
well, he's also dead, so
Matthias very much looks like he does not believe that. Yes, he cast Dawn on Keys. He does not believe that he is dead.
even if Keys were around and tried to make himself a problem, this town, Halloween Town, is warded to hell.
It is?
I don't know the full specifics of it, but yes, it's safe. On the list of reasons why I brought you here. Quite honestly, Kara's part of that security system. Pats the table, because that's Matthias' main point of reference for this is Kara, despite the fact that Craigory could tap the floor or pat the couch and it'd be about the same.
Yup. At the moment, he understands, like, whole place, Kara, but also table interface.
Exactly. Kara is a very good judge of character. Let's call it that.
The table does a little "who, me?" shuffle under Craigory's hand.
Yeah, you wouldn't let that bad man in, would you?
There's a very firm it rears a little bit on the back legs and then comes down decisively.
Exactly.
That actually does get a little laugh out of Matthias.
she would stomp him to death again under her hoofs.
There's a very smug air.
He kind of like he can't help it. He does grin. Just, well, I get. Thank you then, Kara.
The table very gently bumps against Matthias' legs like a cat.
Aww. He doesn't quite know what else to do, so he just pet table.
Yeah. So, factually, you're pretty much safe here. Which, on that note, yeah, the two of us, we'll be staying here.
He kind of tilts his head at that. All right.
Not that I expect you to try and hair off, but just we'd like to help, and the best place to do that is here, in town. The town's pretty big, honestly. Lots to explore.
Okay. Okay. I won't leave the town then.
Don't consider that an order, I guess, although that may be a bit beyond. Just request. It's a request. Strong request from me, please.
I understand. Yeah. I won't go anywhere.
Cool. Craig just kind of like leans back against the couch.
As he pulls his knees up, he is compacting in place. Not necessarily like, but it's more just you get the feeling like this is something he does to comfort himself.
Is he in Sweater Town? Are the knees tucked into the sweater?
You know what? That he couldn't do that before, and now he can. Yes.
Nice.
He is going into Sweater Town, especially because the sleeves are so fucking long that he can, like, literally all you just see is, like, even the tip of his nose is covered. He is just, like, it's just kind of his ears and eyes, and of course, his hair, because his hair's fucking long.
Yeah.
It's longer than Asclepius is, like.
Just an achievement.
Yeah,
really is.
really. Especially considering the fucking 2 foot, 3 foot difference between the two of them.
God, yeah,
Height-wise?
Asclepius is like over 8 feet tall, isn't he?
Asclepius is 7'7", with hair to match.
So yeah, he's 2 foot, 2.5 feet almost, and yeah. So yeah, no, Matthias's hair is longer than Asclepius's at the moment, and yep, he is just compacted and small in Sweater Town.
Quite frankly, Craiger's probably just going to keep inanely chattering about, like, Lynn and the town and things Matthias might expect until some sort of food appears.
Until food reappears.
Just inane chatter.
Pretty much. Another table comes walking through the door with a platter of sandwiches and some, fucking pot of tea, some cheese cubes, some salad, shit like that. Finger food. Stuff that is easy to eat.
Mm-hmm. Matthias watches the table come in, which, of course, like, reasonably, he's like, right, of course, makes sense. But he's still just like, another one.
He's gonna see the ambulatas and lose his fucking marbles.
He is going to lose his fucking mind when he sees the ambulatas.
Matthias seeing the table. Oh, it's again.
Yeah, exactly. But he'll he actually waits for does Asclepius follow in, or is it just the table?
It's just a table. There is a note saying, "Help yourself. I have gone to help with logistics."
Well, then he's waiting for Craigory to grab food.
Which Craigory clocks that, and you're like, you know what? He won't fight. He'll pick up one sandwich, then gesture for Matthias, just like, eat your fill.
And yep, he'll grab food. He does, he boy have appetite, he hungry. You need an appetite when you are fed on by vampires multiple times a day.
Fucking true, yeah. There might have been like one kind of shitty fairy snack and that was it.
Yeah. And then they realized, no, we need this changeling to eat a lot and food, lots of food. Lots of protein, lots of sugars.
I mean, he did get chomped on multiple times during the final battle.
He did. He is kind of needing it, actually.
So one of those cases, like, didn't realize how hungry he was until there was food in hand.
Mm-hmm. Jacques and Asclepius probably realized it, because it's very likely that his hands were having, like, hunger tremors. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Part of that good old medicine check, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like apricots, there's a bean salad, there's some nuts, iron foods.
Yep, he is, and he knows, like, that he is actually versed enough that, yep, he focuses on those, because he knows he needs that, so. He is, I wouldn't say inhaling, because he is well trained, he is polite, but he is eating a lot. That tray will very likely be empty.
Good.
Kirk's quietly just kind of like, my God, how much can one small person pack away?
We're almost done.
Yeah.
The cats have invaded.
Uh-oh.
We have a bigger audience.
We do. Oh, there they go. Still
Oh, never mind.
Damn. Goodbye, cats.
But yeah, just like, he definitely eats all of the food, and then he kind of sits back and is like, yeah, he looks a lot more at ease. Still tense, but a lot more at ease.
Yeah. Scaled down the tension some.
Mm-hmm. He was at like a 25 out of 10, now he's at like an 11 out of 10, it's fine.
Oh, that's good scaling. That's a lot of scaling.
Yeah. We're still above the threshold, but, you know.
Look at that.
Above the threshold by 1 is better than above the threshold by 15!
Yeah. Food can do a lot, it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Fuck's
You're apparently
sakes.
an elf.
Fuck's sakes! I hate the both of you.
I'll be real. Craigory isn't sure if they were meant to wait for closed donations before leaving or not.
There is once the food is done, the table walks away and is replaced by this time a you know those fucking like rolling racks that you see in like theaters for costumes and shit. There's one of those with like a tray hanging off it that's got, you know, some basic toiletries like a toothbrush, hairbrush, deodorant, things like that, and then underclothes and overclothes in, you know, there's another sweater, there's a hoodie, there's t-shirts, leggings, socks, shit like that.
Matthias is just staring. This is so much variety. Is that all for...
I should think so, yeah. It's don't need to get it all over the network at once. Figure this is like a pick an outfit to get over there, and then Lynn and I can figure out delivery of the rest of it.
Oh, all right. And he'll kind of stand up and start kind of flipping through clothes. He probably eventually pulls out like several layers. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Like he thinks about it. He grabs because he'll get a t-shirt and the hoodie, or the sweat. I mean, or the sweater. Probably the sweater. And then he like a pause, and then a tank top underneath the shirt because yeah, layer. And then just probably like a simple pair of pants. Yeah, probably just a pair of jeans. He's not. No,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be jeans. He wouldn't be able to handle that texture. Not yet.
There's leggings, there's slacks, there's
Yeah.
various
Steph-
different.
Yeah.
he probably goes for the leggings, honestly, because otherwise it was like silk pajama bottoms. That's what he's been in for most of. So like the texture of jeans would be no.
Yeah, makes sense.
But he kind of takes it, picks out his selections, and then just
There's somewhere you can change over this way. Craigory knows the manor well enough.
Yeah.
Hey.
You can duck into the bathroom.
Excellent. Yep, he does that. Kind of. So he'll go in there, he'll change, he undoes that massive fucking French braid and meticulously redoes it. Which one man can French braid his own damn hair? Congratulations.
That's like Asclepius's hair goes to like just above his waist. That's a solid 2 feet of hair there, and his is longer. So that's a fucking long braid. That's a lot of time to be braiding.
Yep.
Craigory might get slightly concerned at the amount of time when the door is closed. Just like cautious knock. You good in there?
I'm all right. I was just redoing my hair. Sorry, it takes a little bit.
No, of course. Take your time. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
No earthly
Yeah.
idea.
Nope. But yeah, he comes back out. Yeah, braided, or unbraided, his hair is like to his knees. It is so much hair.
Woof.
Yeah. But he does come back out. That, like, messy braid is now nice and tight against his head.
Right. Ready to hop over then?
I guess so.
Cool. Come with me then.
Yep, and he'll follow along behind.
Which is probably where we zoom out.
Yeah. As they leave, the door kind of opens and shuts in a brief wave.
Matthias waves back.
Nice.
Yes, he knows the whole town is Kara, apparently. He's still waving. It's only polite.
It's easier to conceptualize it as like a singular thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh boy.
That's where we fade out.
That was adorable.
We now have a changeling.
Town population
Changeling
increase
cat.
+1.
+1. Oh, man. Now I have to draw what he looks like as an elf.
Huh. I guess that's... Okay, point of curiosity for me before we end the recording. Just, like, how does shape-shifting in hair work? Could Matthias have shorter hair if he wanted?
Yeah. He could. He could have any kind of hair he wanted, really, but, like, it's, one of those things of, Keys wanted it long. So even though he is, his face is that of the elf, his hair is still, like, dark. It's dark, but it's still the same length because that's what Keys wanted.
Bastard.
Mm.
All right.
Yup. He was an asshole.
Jazz, motherfucker.
That's why he's dead.
Get dawned.
Yeah. And fireballed.
And the vampire becomes Ashe.
He did.
Yup.
Well, he became a pink mist and then obliterated. It was great.
It's fucking World of Light style intro.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I
We
think I'm
should,
gonna
we
end
should
my
stop the
recording
recording
then.
before we
Yeah.
get distracted now. Yeah.
Before we jump into
Thanks
Jen
for
completely
listening,
forget.
everybody.
Yeah. Bye,
I need,
everyone.
to hop, I need to hop off because I have to go eat dinner. So I will talk with you guys
Yeah.
in the violence server.
All right. See you later.
Yeah.